Then she looked at me. I thought that she was looking at me for the first time. But when I kept feeling her slippery, oily look over my shoulder and back of me, I realized that it was I who was looking at her for the first time. Eyes of a blue dog.
That. We'll never forget that. Eyes of a blue dog. I've written it everywhere. I'm afraid that someone may break into this room and mess up my things. Do you feel the cold?
Sometimes.
You must feel it now.
Yes, I can feel it now, and it's strange because the night is quiet. Then I realized I couldn't have been alone in the seat. It was the cold that was giving me the certainty in my solitude. I see you. I see you.
That's impossible.
Why?
Because your face is towards the wall. I think I'm going to catch a cold. This must be a city of ice.
You should do something about it. I'm gonna turn back to the wall.
No need to. In any case, you'll see me the same way you saw me before.
I've always wanted to see you like that, with the skin of your belly full of deep pits, as if you've been beaten.
Sometimes I think I'm made of metal.
Sometimes in my dreams, I think of you as only a little bronze statue in the corner of a museum. Maybe that's why you're cold.
Sometimes, when I sleep on my heart, I can feel my body growing hollow and my skin like metal plate. Then when the blood beats inside me, it's as if someone were calling by knocking on my belly. and I can hear my own copper sound in the bed. It's like, what do you call it? Laminated metal?
I would have liked to have heard you.
If we find each other sometime, put your ear to my ribs when I sleep on my left side, and you'll hear me echoing. I've always wanted you to do it sometime. I went along the street saying it aloud, as a way of telling the only person who could have understood me. I'm the one who comes every night and tells you, eyes of a blue dog. Eyes of a blue dog. For years, I haven't done anything different. My life has been dedicated to finding you through this identifying phrase, eyes of a blue dog. Once, I went into a drugstore and noticed the same smell that I had smelled in my room one night after having dreamed about you. He must be near, I thought, seeing the clean tiles of the drugstore. Then I went over to the clerk and said to him, I always dream about a man who says to me, eyes of a blue dog.
As a matter of fact, then, you do have eyes like a blue dog.
I have to find that man who says to me those very same words. I kept on seeing the clean tiles and smelling that odor.
Madam, you have dirtied the tiles. Clean it up.
I spent quite some time on all fours, washing the tiles and saying eyes of a blue dog, until people gathered by the door and said I was crazy.
Every day I try and remember the phrase with which I am to find you. Now, I don't think I'm going to forget it tomorrow. Still, I've always said the same thing, and I always forget the words.
You invented them yourself on the first day.
I invented them when I saw your eyes of ash, but I never remember the next morning.
If you could at least remember now what city I've been writing it in.
I would like to touch you now.
You never told me that.
I tell you now, and it's the truth.
Can I bum a cigarette of you? I don't know why I can't remember where I wrote it.
For the same reason that tomorrow I won't be able to remember the words.
No, it's just sometimes I think I've dreamt that too. in some city in the world. On all the walls, those words should appear in writing. Eyes of a blue dog.
If I would remember the words tomorrow, I would look for you.
Eyes of a blue dog. Something else. I'm warming up.
That's better. Sometimes it frightens me to see you trembling by the lamp. We'd been seeing each other for several years. Sometimes when we were already together, someone would drop a spoon outside and we would wake up. Little by little, we began to understand that our friendship was subordinated to things, the simplest of happenings. Our meetings always ended the same way, with the fall of a spoon early in the morning. I remember that you too had once looked at me that way in the past, from that remote encounter where I made the chair spin on his back legs and remained facing a strange woman with ashen eyes. It was then, for the first time, I asked you, who are you?
I don't remember.
But we've met before.
I think I've dreamed about you once. About this very same room.
That's it. I'm beginning to remember too.
How strange. It's true. We've seen each other in other dreams.
I'd like to touch you now.
You'll ruin everything.
It doesn't matter. All we have to do is turn the pillow and we'll see each other again.
You'll ruin everything. Maybe if you come around behind the lamp, we'd wake up frightened in who knows what part of the world.
It doesn't matter.
If we would turn the pillows over, we'd meet again. But when you wake up, you'd have forgotten it. When I wake up at midnight, I keep turning in bed with the fringe of the pillow burning my knee and repeating until dawn. Eyes of a blue dog, eyes of a blue dog.
It's already dawning. When it struck 2, I was awake, and that was a long time back.
Don't open the door. The hallway is full of difficult dreams.
How do you know?
Because I was there a moment ago, and I had to come back when I discovered I was sleeping on my heart.
I don't think there's any hallways outside. I'm getting the smell of fields.
I know that better than you. What's happening is there is a woman outside dreaming about the country. It's that woman who always wanted to have a house in the country and was never able to leave the city.
Yeah, I remember her. In any case, I have to leave here in order to wake up. Tomorrow, I'll recognize you from that. I'll recognize you when, on the street, I see a woman writing,
Eyes of a blue dog.
on the walls.
Yet, you won't remember anything during the day. You are the only man who doesn't remember anything after he wakes up.